राज्यसभा टीवी का ये बेहद ख़ास प्रोग्राम है गुफ्तगू, और गुफ्तगू में आज है हमारे साथ जानी मानी अभिनेत्री जयसुधा। दक्षिण भारतीय सिनेमा का एक जाना पहचाना नाम जयसुधा। 70 के दशक में तेलुगु सिनेमा में जिन 3 अभिनेत्रियों ने अपना सिक्का जमाया, उनमें से एक रही जयसुधा। जयसुधा की परवरिश फिल्मों से जुड़े परिवार में ही हुई।
అదేమైపోయిందన్న కంగారుతో నాకు పెరిగిపోయింది టెంపరేచర్. సిస్టర్, నీ టెంపరేచర్ ఎంత పెరిగిపోయినా డాక్టర్ అంకుల్ అర్కి తీయిపోతుంది. అవును కదా సిస్టర్, ప్రతిరోజు మా విశాలక టెంపరేచర్ 101 ఉంటుంది. అసలు మీరు వైద్యం చేస్తున్నారా లేక చేస్తున్నట్టు నటిస్తున్నారా?
उनकी चाची विजय निर्मला तेलुगु सिनेमा की एक बहुचर्चित निर्देशक और अभिनेत्री थी, जो नन्ही जयसुधा को छुटपन में ही फिल्मों के सेट पर ले जाया करती थीं। 60 के दशक में फिल्मों की शूटिंग का वो माहौल जयसुधा के बाल मन में घर सा कर गया, और महज 10 वर्ष की उम्र में जयसुधा ने अभिनेत्री बनने का फैसला ले लिया। जयसुधा ने अपने फिल्मी सफर की शुरुआत 1972 में आई फिल्म वदंती कपूरम से की थी। इसके बाद उन्होंने कई तमिल और तेलुगु फिल्में की।
అయ్యర్ గారు,
అమ్మా
ఇది కొంచెం ట్రై చేయండి.
అమ్మా
పోపు డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంటుంది.
పెళ్ళైనప్పటి నుంచి మీకు నేను నాకు మీరు ఉంటూనే ఉన్నాం. ఇంతకి పిల్లల్ని పిలిపిస్తారా లేదా?
10 సార్లు పిలవడానికి వాళ్ళ అతిథులు కాదు జానకి, మన పిల్లలు. ఎన్ని సంవత్సరాలుగా పిలుస్తున్నాం, పిలుస్తూనే ఉన్నాం. వచ్చారా? ఇంకా పిలవదలుచుకోలేదు.
సరే, మీకు ఇష్టం లేకపోతే నేనే వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళిపోతాను.
फिल्मों में अपनी लंबी और सफल पारी के लिए जयसुधा मशहूर फिल्मकार के बालचंदर को श्रेय देती हैं, जिन्होंने उनके अंदर छिपी प्रतिभा को बखूबी निखारा।
చల్లని దీవెనలీయవయా, వేడుక చేయవయా, భక్తుల వేడుక చేయవయా.
50,000 సరిపోతాయా? ఇంకేమన్నా కావాలా? తీసుకోండి. అంటే మీకు ఆయన కావాలి, నాకు ఆయన కావాలి. ఏ వస్తువైనా ఇద్దరు కావాలనుకున్నప్పుడు, ఇద్దరు కొనాలనుకున్నప్పుడు రేట్ ఎవరు ఎక్కువ పెడితే వాళ్ళకేగా దక్కుతుంది. మీరు 25 అన్నారు, నేను 50 అంటున్నాను. ప్రస్తుతం నాదే ఎక్కువ. చూడండి, మీరు తీసుకొచ్చిన డబ్బు మీ నాన్నగారు, మీ అన్నయ్య గారు, మీ తాతగారు సంపాదించింది. కానీ ఈ డబ్బు నా కష్టార్జితం, నా ఉళ్ళమ్ముకుని దాచిపెట్టుకున్న డబ్బు.
1976 में आई तेलुगु फिल्म ज्योति में जयसुधा ने अपने अभिनय की ऐसी ज्योति जगाई, जो तमिल, मलयालम, हिंदी और कन्नड़ में सदा के लिए जगमगा रही है।
విశ్రాంతి తీసుకోవడం, మందులు వేసుకోవడం మహా బోర్గా ఉంది అంకుల్. నేను బానే ఉన్నానుగా, నన్ను ఇంటికి పంపించే అంకుల్.
అమ్మో, నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపోతే హాస్పిటల్ అందరికీ బోరు కొట్టదు, అందుకే నేను ఉంచేస్తున్నాను.
బయటికి వెళ్తాను అంకుల్. వెళ్ళి ఎంబీబీఎస్ చదివి డాక్టర్గా వస్తాను. సారీ, లెట్ మీ టెస్ట్ యూ. గుండె కొట్టుకోవటం లేదేమిటి?
డాక్టర్, గుండె కొట్టుకోవడం లేదా?
లేదు, నన్ను తిట్టుకుంటుంది.
अपने 45 वर्ष के लंबे फिल्मी करियर में जयसुधा ने 7 मलयाली, 4 कन्नड़, 4 हिंदी, 32 तमिल और सबसे ज्यादा 134 तेलुगु फिल्मों में काम किया है।
आपका ये अंग वस्त्र वहीं भीड़ में पड़ा मिला।
अरे ये वहां कैसे गया?
पता नहीं, अभी तक तो ये आपके कंधों पर ही चलता रहा। शायद आज अपने पांव पर ही चला गया हो। कलयुग है, कुछ भी हो सकता है।
नमस्ते।
नमस्ते।
जयसुधा जी, हमको बताइए कि आपकी शुरुआती ज़िंदगी जहाँ आप पैदा हुई, योर चाइल्डहुड, योर पेरेंट्स, your early days?
I would love to speak in Hindi, but my Hindi is so bad. So I don't want to trouble the Rajya Sabha viewers.
No, feel free, yeah.
Okay. Basically, I'm from Chennai. Now I'm residing in Hyderabad, born in Chennai. My father's name is Ramesh and my mother's name is Jogav. I'm born in a Brahma Samaj family who follows Brahma Samaj. And my aunt is a very big actress, very famous actress and director. She's the only director who, I think she's a Guinness Book of World Record. She holds a record of directing more than 45 films in Telugu. The only one in the whole world. Srimati Vijay Nirmala, and my uncle is Sri Krishna, the superstar of the Telugu cinema, and he was also an MP. And his son is present superstar Mahesh Babu. They made quite a lot of films also, producing. And I used to go for shootings with my aunt when I was only 5 I don't think 5 or 6 years old. Or I used to like all the jewelry as a kid, you like. And then 3 years continuously I used to go for shooting. So at the age of 10, I decided I want to become a film star. Because I can wear jewelry every day, new dresses, and go for different places for shooting, we can see. And somehow we convinced my father and my aunt. There was a role of a 12 years old girl in a film called Pandenti Kapuram. Those days that film was a multi-star movie. Used Jamuna ji. She did a few Hindi films also. Jamuna ji and a lot of stars. My aunt, my uncle, everybody was there. So I was just 12 years old. I started my career in that movie as one of the child actor in that movie. And then it continued, and then see, at the 12 years you can't become a heroine. So 4 years I was doing on and off some which suits my age, and then at the age of 16, between 15 and 16, I started working with Mr. K. Balchandar, the great director of Indian cinema, with a lot of young stars along with me. We were all teenagers, all between 14 to 16, 17. Mr. Kamal Hassan also is one of the my co-star in those films. So we did, I come from that school of K. Balchandar ji. I did about 6 to 7 movies. And then my first big break came in Telugu. There was one film I did as a heroine, and then there's a film called Jyoti. So before we proceed, the experience working with the K. Balachandar, let us go back to those years where you were doing your debut film. Yeah. Who were the main actors and actresses with whom you were very inspired and amazed with their work? Gee, I told you it's a multi-star movie. There is Jamuna ji, she did a couple of Hindi movies also. She was #1 heroine at one time, and she played my mother. And then my aunt and uncle, they played the young hero-heroine in that. And there is Saroja Devi, must have heard about her, B. Saroja Devi. Even she did a couple of Hindi films, and she was a #1 heroine in Tamil and as well as Telugu. She did a lot of film, our late Chief Minister M.G. Ramchandran of Tamil Nadu. And there are so many other, Devika ji, she's also a great actress, big heroine in those days. So all the top heroines, they have come to play character roles. And so I was very fortunate in my first movie. And there's one of the greatest actors of Indian cinema, I feel, Mr. S.V. Rangarao. He was playing my grandfather in that movie. And it's kind of, you learn everything. But at the same time, at the age of 12, you don't know anything much. You are only fascinated seeing these big actors, the way they come, they get down from the car. Big cars used to be there in those days, Plymouth or Chevrolet, those kind of cars. So I was so dazed, and I used to feel this is what it's all about. It's like a fairy tale. So, and because there's not much to do in that movie, hardly one or two dialogues, it's all about glamour for me at that age. The beauty of, I know cinema, camera, and all that stuff. I used to, whenever they used to play music, I used to dance without, I just loved dancing. I'm not a very good dancer, but I just love to dance whenever there is a music played, and that's how it went on in that movie, and that movie became a very big hit, and they made a remake the film in different languages. I was not in those films, only Telugu I did, and that is the beginning.
And from those early years, you were inspiring to become the part of film industry, or what?
Yeah, I want to continue my cinema, I want to act. So naturally, what you started as, because you want to act, you like the glamour and all, then it becomes a serious, and when your roles become bigger and stronger and powerful, then you become serious. So that's how it was. I learned everything from K. Balchandar. Like I said, 12 years I started. The 14th year I was doing Mr. K. Balchandar's movies. So, though he's a very strict, it's a kind of, he's an institute. You can learn, you don't have to go to any institute of learning of cinema, whatever, acting or whatever. Everything is there. And so he's the one who introduced Kamal. He's the one who introduced Mr. Rajinikanth. The most interesting part is in one of his movies, me, Mr. Kamala Hassan, it's called Apurva Ragangal. It was, they made in Hindi also, I forgot the title in Hindi. We were not there in the movie. In Tamil version, myself, Kamal, Sri Vidyaji, and I was playing Sri Vidyaji's daughter, and Kamal was, it's about, young, the teenage, or I don't know whatever the age of the character Kamala Hassan played, that character falls in love with the older woman. So the older woman's daughter is I'm playing, the young girl, I fall in love with the older man. It's all related to, and they said, and when the climax scene was, they said we have to introduce a father character for Sri Vidyaji's husband. We were searching, and then they found one actor. They said he's from Karnataka, and then the first day shooting, it's hardly, he's got about 2 scenes, and the last climax, hardly nothing. He just stands in somewhere in the auditorium, and we see him, and then he falls, he dies, something like that. It's 2-3 scenes maximum in the movie. And first time I met him, they said he was going to play your father's role, and his name is Sivajirao Gaikwad. Movie name is, for movie they've changed his name as Rajinikanth. So that's the first film of Mr. Rajinikanth. And all of us, we are from the Institute of K. Balchandarji, and I continued my career. Most of my movies are in Telugu. And the history of how big, great actors they became, Kamalji and Rajniji. Yeah.
Out of these almost 350 films you did in, say, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, and some in Hindi also. It is very difficult to pick and choose and talk about some particular films. But there must be some memorable moments and memorable films and cherishable experience during these years you can share here.
See, I was very fortunate to get, in my time, there were more of, most of the movies are based on a women. You don't see those kind of movies nowadays. They were, very powerful roles. Balchandarji made, most of his subjects are very different from others, very bold movies they made. And there's a film called Idi Kada Kadu. I won the first Nandi Award for that movie. It's a very different role. And there are a lot of different characters. It was very challenging, which fortunately I had an opportunity to play those roles. And I can't say, not able to remember, because of such a long journey. There were great moments of, people first accepting me. They used to say that Savitri ji she was, you must have heard about
Yeah.
the great actress of our South Indian cinema. So they started, used to, compare me with her. So that was a big achievement, and I was hardly about 19, 20 years old when people started comparing me with her. So the roles were so powerful. And at the age of 18, I first received my first Filmfare Award, and the Filmfare Awards and all the awards continued. And memories, I'm not able to recollect anything like, there is like a lot of movies we used to do, and then later on Jayasudha, and then after 3-4 years, then Sridevi. At one time, the Telugu industry was ruled only by these three women, Jayasudha, Jayasudha, and Sridevi. There was nobody else. And Sridevi used to do all the glamour, and she was so beautiful. Jaya, also Jayasudha, also how beautiful she is. She used to play the glamour as well as some serious, and me only serious, nothing. So all the roles, so the powerful, whenever there is, and those days, 2 heroines of most of the roles in South, and I think couple of Hindi films also those days, like, because those films, Hindi films were, they remakes, we did. Like some of the movies where Reena Rai and Rekha ji and me and Shri, we used to do those films, or me and Jaya. We did those films. So most of the films, one man and 2 women stories, most of it. So we shared those kind of films also, and we got very good name. And all 3 of us are very, especially I was very comfortable with Sridevi. I was also comfortable with Jayasudha. So we never had that kind of, it was a very healthy competition. And I never felt jealous or the role is, because I made very sure that when the audience come out of the theater, that people should only think about me. I never cared about what kind of clothes, how many songs I have, but my role should be the best. That's how I chose my roles also. And I know I can't, I don't look like Sridevi. So I know what is my limitations. I have my own style, and I had the image of the girl next door image. So that helped me a lot of doing good roles and powerful roles in movies. Those days were not, so there was no so much of competition like what we go through now. And everything was simple and everything was peaceful. So, and our heroes also, I acted with Mr. N.T. Ramarao. And in fact, I did a film, his last film before becoming a chief minister. It's called Na Desam. That's how the Telugu Desam party came from, that Na Desam movie. He decided it has to be Telugu Desam. So we did, both of us we did. And then he became a chief minister. After a long gap, he became a chief minister, and then he lost. And again we did his own home production, NTRG's. It is called Srinath Kavi Sarvabhauma. And NTRG used to tell me, shooting, used to call me Jayasudha Garu. Garu means G. Jayasudha Garu, oh, we are working again. So I think I'll become chief minister. He was so humble, He's already been a chief minister. He lost, and he said, okay, we are working together, so I'll become chief minister again. And he did become chief minister. So those are the small things, And he's such a great man. He is totally a director's actor. In that particular movie, because I want to say some memories you said, in that particular movie there was a scene like this kind of suggestion shots, and they took his shot first and I gave my cue dialogue, whatever then they took my shot. He was watching my shot. Then after the shot is over, he came and Bapuji is once again a great director, late Bapuji. So he said, Director sir, if you don't mind, can you repeat? No sir, that is okay. He said, the shot was good. No, it's good, but I want to do better. Because she did, I liked her expressions, but I feel that it is not, when it comes to when you compare, I feel that, I have to do little better. It is not balanced, I feel, he said. And I was so surprised and amazed, and, that age and being such a great actor, we have done about almost 22 films together as a hero-heroine, NTRG and myself. And then he said, that's the last movie of us, both of us. So when he said that, I just couldn't believe, I felt like that he's just like an upcoming hero asking a director, can I do one more shot, please? Can you take one more take, please? So those are the beautiful memories, and you really feel how great they are. And such was NTRG is a very, very great human being. So I had an opportunity to work with him, and there are our Shri Nageshwarji. He won the Dada Saheb, Phalke Award also. Even I did quite number of movies with him, and there are sometimes once he told me that when he said those days the actors were very strict about, when most of us now what they do is when some other shot is there, they'll just go sit in their vanity nowadays or go out and sit, but he was not like that. He used to sit even when there is others actors are doing their shot, giving their shots. Used to sit in the set and watch. So such a big hero. So much of age difference also. We were there was 30 years difference between our hero and those days our heroes are much, much older than us. But very humble once again, and we learn so many things from them. These are the things we have to learn, we pick up from them. And he used to say, you did that shot very well, and I said, where were you? No, I was sitting in that corner and watching. So I have to do better than you, no? So I have to watch. So that they were so committed to their work. Very beautiful, such heroes and great personalities. To work with them, I'm really blessed.
Since you worked with all the important famous directors during these years, who were the directors were making a very different kind of cinema, content-driven cinema?
I said, as I came from K. Balchandar, I think South Indian cinema, there were many, from different languages. South Indian cinema means like you have Kannada, Malayalam, you know about Malayalam, they make the best films in India. In those days also, even now, same. And Tamil films, K. Balchandarji. So coming from his school, he made all different kind of movies. And very bold and very sensational subjects used to select, not very commercial. I think definitely K. Balchandar, sir. From him, then in Telugu, director Dasari Narayan Raji. I have done about 32 films with him, Dasari ji. And in his direction, he made, in fact, he's one of, like I did K. Raghavendra Rao ji also, though I did 2-3 films, the best films. My career started with a bang as a heroine with K. Raghavendra Rao ji, but it is Dasari ji films which he made me to continue this kind of journey. I mean, it is almost 45 years I'm in the film industry. I've done films. He did amazing films with me, a heroine-oriented film. And those time, I think late 70s and 80s was the best period of Telugu cinema, because it was not more on commercial side. It is commercial films, but in a good films presented in a not 100% commercial, because here they don't watch very sad or very arty kind of films, because they feel especially this our Telugu speaking people, they love entertainment. They say that we go through problems, we at home, and we just come to the theater to watch, to be happy. So it is always, we producers, they want to give something more of Telugu, all colorful dances, heavy dance, all so many junior artists, so many dancers, all grand, picturizations and everything like that. But the Dasari ji made quite, like K. Balachandra, he followed the style of not, inspiration, that's all, in the beginning. And then he had his own style, and he made wonderful movies, wonderful, amazing movies. A film called Shivaranjani, which I did, really changed my life in cinema. And he made a film in my name called Jayasudha also. He produced a film. So a lot of movies. It is Mr. Dasari Narayan Rao.
Jayasudha ji, there were times when you were working simultaneously in so many films, and in a particular year there were, say, 24 films are coming, releasing.
Yeah.
So working simultaneously in a various kind of films is a very difficult thing to do.
See, not only doing different kind of roles, working with different directors, and doing a commercial, very commercial, song, heavy dances, and then doing a serious role. It was challenging. But then at that point you become very professional, and that's where your experience and the maturity, everything helps. In 1 year there is more than 24 movies released, because not in a single year, it happened in for example, you say 2017 October, say 2018 October, like that. So like it was but it was 1 year, and some movies I did only a guest role. I played as a Jayasudha. There's a different heroine. She's a fan of Jayasudha. Okay, she wants to become an actress. She is a fan of Jayasudha. So I played my role as Jayasudha. So there were a couple of movies where I played only a special appearance. I was very particular about doing a good role, but I was not very. I would like to be wherever there is an importance to me. Not necessarily the role has to be full length, But like I said before, when they come out of the theater, they should talk about me. That I made very sure of. The whole career was based on that. Maybe that is the reason I'm still here as an actor, continuing my work in cinema. And it was very difficult working with different directors at that time, and different kind of performances. Some people like heavy expressions, little melodrama, more heavy dialogues. So same dialogues in other director may like to, he in very subtle and very different kind of performance. So I'm a kind of actress, I don't know, I can't overact. It's very difficult when they ask me to do that. But I would like to, do in a very simple way, I don't know, I'm not very physical also. So they used to call me as a close-up actress. Only the eye speaks, mostly. So I don't use my hands. And I want to bring a kind of, the performance should be natural. Not necessarily it has to be very dramatic or, that's one thing I was very particular about it. And somehow even those melodrama, though even that I managed to, keep it in a simple way. Uh, but I was lucky whenever I can't read and write Telugu. That's my mother tongue because I was born in Chennai. So only it's Tamil. Those days there was no Telugu schools or anything. My parents, they got a tutor, a Telugu master to teach me Telugu. But I was very bad in studies and I could not pick up Telugu at all. So one language is enough. I said I can't. But since it is my mother tongue, I can speak, but I can't read Telugu. And imagine, those days they were not, like they send the scripts to, like you don't know your dialogues before. Sometimes, especially Dasriji, he'll come to the set and then write the dialogues. Even if it is written, he will change the whole scene. So they will, then and there you have to practice. So when I did not know the language, I can't read. So what can you do? So I used to hear. I used to tell the assistant director, repeat, repeat, repeat. So 3-4 times he will repeat and he will tell me the dialogues. I used to hear, and then, I'm ready for the shot. But even after, though I don't know Telugu, I can, if there is dialogue is not good, I used to tell the directors, I don't think this dialogue is necessary here, and I'm not comfortable with this dialogue. The big directors, they won't change but they always used to respect me. Why? She says, if I don't understand the dialogue, if I'm not able to speak those dialogues, how the common audience will understand, So first I should understand. Then that is how they used to think, and they changed the dialogue. I was very lucky in that way. So without knowing the language in sense of not able to read, I could feel, So that is what is the natural thing. What you want the whole scene to be natural and believable. That is very important. And everything cannot be very cinematic,
आपकी की हुई फिल्मों में से वो फिल्में जो एंटरटेनमेंट और कमर्शियल पर्पस से बनाई जाती थी, उनके अलावा आप के बालाचंदर और दासरी जी का नाम बार बार ले रही हैं, और हम सभी लोग जानते हैं कि वो अपनी बहुत ही अलग तरह की फिल्मों के लिए जाने जाते हैं, और बहुत कम ऐसा हुआ कि ये इन दोनों डायरेक्टर्स की फिल्में हिंदी में ज़्यादातर बन कर जा रही हों और हिंदी वाले भी जान रहे हों। इस तरह से जिसे एक नेशनल स्केल पर रिकॉग्नाइज सिनेमा बॉलीवुड कहा जाता है, वो नहीं जान पाता कि बालाचंद्र जी ने, दासरी जी ने वो कौन सी ऐसी सेंसिबल फिल्में बनाई जिनमें आपने काम किया। जब आप ये देखती हैं और जब ये इसका एहसास होता है, तो आपको ये कोई शिकायत नहीं होती कि आपका किया हुआ काम एक पर्टिकुलर रीजन तक ही बंद कर रह जाता है और उसको वो रीच नहीं मिल पाती जो मिलनी चाहिए?
Yes, I feel, yes, what you said is, we feel very sad that such a wonderful work, great cinemas, films are made, though like you said, Balchandar ji se Ek Duje Ke Liye, and 2-3 films he made, I forgot those titles, and Dasri ji made a lot of Hindi films. But there are more work, like you said, rightly said, we feel very that kind of exposure, we don't get, and but it is unfortunate, because it's people don't watch such films, they don't release there. You have to remake those movies. How many films, if it is a big hit, you will make? You can't keep on making those movies. Those days, the best movies, most of the people, I think, the other part of our country, they have not watched those movies. But at present, now, those films, or most of the South Indian cinema has been dubbed. So they know what films they are making in South. So it is much better than what it was in the 80s or this 90s and early 2000 dubbing films, people started watching. and they don't know who's Jayasudha, and she did 300 films, who is, like you said, Balchandra ji or Dasari ji. They don't know. It is very unfortunate. Maybe that they should have had a kind of like we have an international film festival. Those days, I don't know why they did not do. They should have selected some good movies. They should have within our Indian cinema. What happens when it comes to what you call these festivals? They show films only which is very offbeat or art films and all. They should also show. I mean, should have done get this. Good commercial films. All commercial films are not bad. There are good commercial films which has got family entertainment. There's lovely movies, family entertainment movies. So those kind of films they should have, so people will watch what is in our country. Within our country there's great movies are made in other part of our country. So they should have done that, which was not. Maybe now they can do, but then now we have a TV. Some channels, we have a lot of channels, we see all our movies. You'll be surprised now, people when I go to North, they recognize me. And there's one movie, of course I did a film in Hindi. I did about 3 or 4 films, but one film is a big hit in channel TV also. They keep repeating that movie, Suryavansham. Yeah. So it's kind of, so they know me. But more than Suryavansh, my Telugu films, because I, after as a heroine, after playing heroine roles, according with along my age, like as I started growing older, I started doing my, the mother characters. But those are not, it's a good role. I mean, as good as, equally important as a hero or a heroine or anything. Not small roles. I have selected those kind of films, and people also ask me only for such movies. And those films, they dubbed in Hindi. And recently there is a film called Evadu. It's a very good role. And that's a lot of people watched and they loved that movie in North. I went to Pondicherry, and I went to this Auroville somewhere. I was standing outside waiting for my car. Then suddenly a guy, young chap, comes running towards me. I said, okay, he wants a selfie. I thought, okay, they must have recognized somebody from, our Telugu speaking states. So this boy comes towards me and says, ma'am, you're Dr. Shailaja, no? I said, Dr. Shailaja is the character's name. So he does not know my name is Jayasudha or anything, because it's come from North. But he knows the characters, because the character was so powerful in that. So that's how now I get people send me messages also from North. They somehow found my number in Google, and and they started. Now I have couple of fans from North. Yeah.
जयसुधा जी, आप देखिएगा कि एक प्रोफेशन आप चुन लेती हैं, या कोई भी इंसान एक प्रोफेशन चुन लेता है, फिर उसमें प्रूव करने लगता है, आगे बढ़ने लगता है, पैसे, खुशियाँ, कामयाबी और फेम। लेकिन अब उसके पास ये मौका नहीं होता कि वो अपना फ़ैसला बदल दे, बेशक उसे अच्छा लग रहा हो या ना लग रहा हो। अब अगर आप 4-4.5 डिकेड्स की बात करें, तो इसमें कभी ऐसे मौके ज़रूर आए होंगे जब ये आपको एहसास हुआ होगा कि आपकी दोस्त, आपकी फ्रेंड्स, आपकी सहेलियाँ वो कहीं पीछे छूट गईं, और आप ये सुबह से शाम की एक सेट से दूसरे सेट, एक फिल्म से दूसरी, एक स्टोरी सेशन से दूसरी स्टोरी सेशन, और फंक्शंस और रिलीज़ेस और पूरा ग्लैमर और ग्लिटर की दुनिया में आप खोती जा रही हैं, और अपने पीछे वो ज़िंदगी जो आप सोचती थी कि दोस्तों के साथ कभी बैठकर एक कप चाय पी लेंगे, वो सब छूटता जाता है। इसमें क्या कोई कॉन्फ्लिक्ट, कोई द्वंद्व, कोई परेशानी कभी आई आपके सामने?
Yeah, actually, when I started my career, after 3 years of my career, I missed all those things, what you said. I missed my friends and my family, and I felt should I continue? I should not continue in movies. So, but my dad said, see, I'm very fond of sports. I'm a you can call me a fanatic. Because the place where I was born, it's called in Chennai, it's the name of the road is Bells Road. The Bells Road is right my house is right opposite Chidambaram, now present Chidambaram Stadiums. Those days we used to call Madras, club, not Madras club, some name we had. So that's how at the age of 6 I went to my first cricket match, test match, where I went to watch the match. And I was very fond of cricket. At one stage I wanted to become those days there was no much of women cricket and all. But I want to become a cricketer, either an actor or cricketer. But then that was not possible. Then I became an actor. Then after this 3 years I missed everything, because no, I can't go to no television those days. So you miss all the matches. You can't go to cricket, watch cricket, and only with the commentary, and that also in the shooting you can't most of the time. You are in the work, and I missed everything. We do miss those things, but then sometimes what happens. You want to give up, you can't give up. So what is the other career? Okay, my dad said, okay, you want to quit. You are just going to become something. People started liking you. You just want to leave this and go back. You decide what you want to do. Because my first thing when I said I told my father I don't want to work. I want to work in movies. My father said, why you want movies? Do something else. Then I said, no, only movies. So now he said, see, you already know, no studies, nothing, everything is, you gave up everything, and more than 3 years it is. Then I said, chalo, let continue working, and I started working in movies. So every 10 years, I feel, okay, I don't want to work. Then I got married, children. In this 45 years, I took break only for it's only a maternity leave. Only maternity leave. I worked till when I was 8 months old. I was playing some historical movie. Those costumes, how heavy they were, historical. So camera only this much, they used to keep a close-up with all such a big, 8 months old, pregnant. And I worked like that. So then, children growing up, for some time, maybe 1 month, like whenever there is exams, I used to take off. But I never used to work after I got married. I never used to work after 6 o'clock. I was very, very particular that whatever happens, unless if it is a night effect, it's a must. The first thing I tell them, I cannot work after 6 o'clock. I have to be back home by 6. So that's how I want to lead that life. So I made sure that I don't work after 6 o'clock. I never used to work in May, because summer holidays for the children, never used to work in May. And sometimes, most of the times, I never used to work on Sunday. With all these things, I could manage to work in movies and for 45 years, because producers, they don't allow. But fortunately, my heroes also, a couple of heroes, those people also never used to work after 6 o'clock. Sometimes no, not on Sundays, and that really helped me. I missed a lot in my life, I could have, but then that's the way it is, sometimes you have to, every time you think you want to quit, I don't know, I couldn't do it. But then you can't say that it is destiny, that, if you don't want to do something, you can always say, yes, over, quit. It is, you have to tune up yourself. It is, you cannot, you cannot say that everything is left to destiny. There are certain things we can do it. You don't want to work, you want to have a different life, you can lead that life. But we think that, oh, it is a destiny, we cannot do. That's what I realized after so many years, I realized that. But then it's okay, 45 years is over already. Chalo, now we'll finish another 5 years. So it will become 50 years.
But after all these conflicts and dilemmas, what was that which made you kept going?
See, one thing, when my children were studying, I said this, whenever there is exams, I used to take, off and be with them. And then we are very close-knit family. And whenever I go for shooting, my husband, of course, he used to take care, but my mother used to be with us, live with us. So she used to take care. And yes, as I said, when the children grew up and, when they were, they really don't need me every time, all the time. They need me sometime, but not all the time. Then I said, okay, chalo, I'll work. Now, my children, they say, if you want to quit, you can't quit because you've been working all the day. You can't sit at home, mommy, because more than 2-3 hours, if I sit, I go crazy. But not only as an actor, it's not that I know only acting. I also do designing. See, so much in working, and then I do designing. And at home, I love to do my work. And I cook well. If they say suddenly they tell me that 20-30 people are coming, I'm not scared at all. If I have one servant with me who can help me, one helper is enough. I can cook for 30 people. I go and buy all my stores, whatever, the groceries, everything. I go and buy. So I keep time for everything, so that I don't go, that one thing I kept me healthy mentally and physically is that I lead a life not only as an actor or star, whatever I am, as a housewife, a common person. I go to all the places because film actors, they don't go and do all these things. You have to keep up that. I never believed in that. So I just want to be, that's only my profession. Acting is my profession. I'm an actor. So that's where that is something which you feel that you can continue work in cinema as well as this. Now designing, I have an exhibition. I hold exhibition every 4 months. So I do that work. So a lot of things. I don't mind opening a restaurant also. I'm basically like that. I have to keep on working. Not only in cinema, I love to work.
असल में उस पिछले सवाल का एक छोटा सा हिस्सा इस बात से भी जुड़ा हुआ है जिसका कुछ जवाब आपने दिया भी। वो ये है कि दूसरों के लिए जीना। फिल्म में भी आप क्या कर रही हैं? आपका ख्वाब है कि कोई भी जब थिएटर से निकले तो वो सिर्फ आपको याद रखे। दूसरों के लिए, दूसरों के यार्डस्टिक पर अपने आप को पहुंचाना, घर में बच्चों के लिए, हस्बैंड के लिए, दुनिया के लिए, इसमें तो सांस फूलने लगती है कि आप हर बार दूसरों के एक्सपेक्टेशन पर आप सही 10 out of 10 पाएं। अपने लिए क्या करती हैं?
Yeah, a lot of people, I do understand. Yeah, we all women are like that. They forget about a film star. Even if it is now people who are not married, they're youngsters in IT and 24 hours they're working. As a housewife, if I'm not, I'm not talking of as an actor, but as a housewife, I think it's a kind of, your responsibility, and women always don't think that it is, I am doing for something, for somebody. It is me, they are part of me. And, it is my responsibility. And I think we are basically made that we always love to care and take care of things. We think like that. For ourselves, yes, they say that you don't think about yourself, about your health. A lot of women don't do, they always sacrifice. I don't think it is a sacrifice. It is not a sacrifice at all. And I don't think it's not a compulsion or it's a duty. It's a part of, that's the way of life. That's the way of life. Like your mom, my mom and all, we all lived in that. What you're doing for yourself, I can say see, I like acting, but I love sports. I don't miss anything to watch. Whatever is there, I will watch my cricket. That is must. Something which I enjoy. And what is I'm doing for myself? My exhibitions. I love designing saris and all. That is, I'm doing something for myself. And above all these things, there is called spiritual this, which makes you go on, because that makes you grounded and keep your life in a balance, and you don't think like others, sometimes, because these things will really help you to have a very balanced life. I don't dress up for the people, I don't dress up for the society, how I have to dress. I live the way. This is how I dress up, this is how I talk, this is how my makeup, this much only. I don't like to, so I live my life, because I don't have to do anything for what the people like me to. That I have to keep up in my films, the roles which I do, and when I speak, like the kind of interviews or whatever, when you public speaking, those things is very important, where you have to have a very balanced, people like to hear from you. But otherwise, I think I don't think I'm doing a big sacrifice. The day you think that you're doing a big sacrifice, it's very difficult to live. So I don't think I've done a sacrifice. This is the way of a woman, and if you like it, you do it. If you don't want to do it, not. A lot of people don't hate cooking. They don't like to cook at all, but that's the way you are. But then you manage. That doesn't mean because you don't cook, you don't serve food, or you don't feed your. They do that. They'll manage in such a way. They see that somebody makes a good food and serve on the table. So women are very different from men. I don't know. It is in my personal opinion, I think we are not doing big sacrifice. This is the way of life, and we love it.
In the beginning of this conversation, you said you had a flair of dance. What about singing?
Actually, when you compare me with my contemporaries like Sridevi or Jayaprada, they are amazing dancers. I am not at all a good dancer. I only how kids I used to do that. I'm not very good in, something I felt very funny in the shooting. I used to laugh. In the beginning days, I didn't know, because as a kid, I didn't know when I started my career. But I felt it's like a drill, and why they are doing so much of exercise. That kind of, in South especially, we used to have those kind of, so I hated this. This is so artificial, people don't dance and all. So I was very vocal about it also. I used to tell dance master, how can you have this kind of movements? Who will dance? And all those days are different. But singing, yes, I love to sing. But I never attempted in a movie. Yes, somewhere I think Mr. Ram Gopal, I did couple of movies with Mr. Ram Gopal Verma, so he made me sing in one of his movie, but it was not, it was terrible, because he said, recording is, you have to come tomorrow. We are not singers, no, so we need some time to practice. So the minute I started singing, the track is over, because so fast the music was, I could not do it. But they recorded, and it is there. So fond of singing also. I love music. There's so many things we want to do. Yeah. Still, I love to play. I feel I have to somehow every day I have to go and play tennis. So all those things I feel. But the first priority for me is sports. I love sports, any kind, whether it's a cricket. I love soccer and tennis. I watch everything ritually. For me, in religion, only sports is my religion. Yeah.
So you said you missed something to share with me about Rajesh Khanna and the some experiences. Yeah.
Though I was a big fan of Mr. Rajesh Khanna. Those days I was so crazy about him. And my mother also used to be a big fan of Mr. Rajesh Khanna. So I never thought that first, I never expected that I'll become a heroine. I wanted to act. I thought only those, when I was 12 years, a couple of movies, but then I became a heroine. And Those days, a lot of shooting used to take place in Chennai, Telugu, Tamil, all in one studio. Some Hindi movies where they were produced in South. I did a film called Trishulam in Telugu. It was quite a successful movie. 3 heroines in the movie, 1 hero and 3 heroines, different roles. Mr. Krishnamraju played the hero and Mr. K. Raghavendra Rao directed the movie. Sridevi was 1 heroine. Other one is Radhika. And I played 1 part. So my role was very powerful, very beautiful role that is. Got a very good name and I won the award also for that movie. Lot of awards for the movie. And that film they remade, in Hindi. Mr. K. Raghavendra Rao directed. Mr. Khanna was in that movie. Mr. Rajesh Khanna played the hero role. So they saw the Telugu version. And that time they did not decide who is going to do it. Except Sridevi, other 2 characters were Radhika and my role was not decided. Already Jayaprada is also famous. But they didn't know whether Jayaprada will accept because that role is not as lengthy in sense of, scenes wise. It's Sridevi's role is quite, this role is very powerful. In fact, like I said, when you come out of the theatre, they forget about all the characters, including hero. Everybody, only this character will be remembered. Such a powerful role it is. So he saw the movie. And all, they were discussing who should and all. I believe Rajesh Khanna ji suggested, why don't you take the original, the actress who did and all. Then they were thinking, Hindi cinema means it's only beauty and glamour and, my kind of face will not suit for Hindi, they thought. I'm not as glamorous as Jayaprada or Sridevi. So they thought maybe, somebody Hindi, if it is from Hindi cinema, it will be good. So Radhika's role was played by Padmini Kulapuri did. And my role, they said, okay, we'll take Jayaprada. So they signed Jaya. This I didn't know. The whole story, I did not know about this thing. I know they are making in Hindi. I never asked, I want to do Hindi film because I was so busy and I was already getting so bored that I just am doing movies. I was in that mood at that time. And, why should I should go and ask, I want to do a Hindi film, please. And because I know Raghavendra ji so well, so many films together. And I never asked him. I don't even know about the movie. And I was shooting in the same AVM studios. I was shooting for some movie. Then I saw somebody entering my set. I was in the take was going on. And you won't believe. I was telling my dialogues. I just turned. I stopped. It's a shot. It's going. I just said, okay, cut. I said, sorry, I forgot. And then I just looked. I could not believe it. Mr. Khanna was standing there. I said, then he just came and he just looked at me and said like this, hello, he said. Everybody, like others, they know Mr. Rajesh Khanna is a superstar. But why did he come to this set? And I just went, I said, hello, sir, and all. I'm Rajesh Khanna, I said. I'm Jayasudha. He said, I know. I saw your movie Trishulam. He told me this. Then, it happened that we keep meeting each other in like when we go, a lot of shootings were in Ooty. And I used to see him every time, if somebody's there, some Hindi actors are there, actor or whoever are there next to him. He used to tell, this is Jayasudha, very good actress, super actress she is. So he used to introduce me like that. So I just, it's not about Rajesh Khanna, but for me, the girl who was watching his movies and more than 12 times or 30, I don't know how many times I watched Aradhana. And that gentleman coming into my sets and, for me, he came. So that makes, it's something which sometimes in life you cannot imagine such things can take place. I never expected that, and I think that is one of the most beautiful memories. And whenever he sees me, he always says hello. He's the first person who will say hello to me. Yeah, I think he's the one and the last superstar of this country. Yeah.
जयसुधा जी, आपको सहज नटी का भी एक, जैसे कि ये टाइटल कि एक नेचुरल एक्टर, ये जो नेचुरल एक्टिंग का जो की विशेषता आपने कैसे पाई होगी, अगर उसको ढूंढने की कोशिश करें कि ये जो एक्टिंग आपके लिए एक सहज एक काम, एक नेचुरल इंस्टिंक्ट की तरह है?
Yeah, I think I am gifted, and like I was saying in previous when I was talking that I don't like to use I'm not very physical, or I don't like melodrama. I would like to speak like the way I speak at home. And so maybe because I could not, because out of 300 plus films, majority 300 films in Telugu. So, because I can't read Telugu, my way of, the dialogues when I was speaking my dialogues or playing my role, it was, like the way I speak at home. That they liked it, that clicked. And I used to dress up. I was a big fan of Jayasudha ji also, and of course Rekha ji. Rekha ji did most of the roles which she did in Hindi. I did like Khubsurat. So many films of hers I did in Telugu, and some of the roles which I did in Telugu she did, and like Shabana ji also. Shabana ji, and she did so many films from Telugu in Hindi. So that way I used to follow all these three people. And like I always, those days, heavy makeup and all, I used to just plait my hair this, and cotton sari, if the role needs a cotton, very simple, very minimal makeup. And that all helped me. And whenever there is something different role, I used to follow Rekha ji. And of course Shabana ji, I love everything, but she was so lucky to do such great roles in films, in Hindi films. And so I did a couple of movies, and so I used to follow certain style whenever that role needs that kind of so all these things help me to be, when there is such a beautiful heroine with me who's playing another heroine, like Shri Devi is there, and I come up, stand next to her without makeup. We did a film called Prema Abhishekam, and no makeup at all. That role needs, and the director said, I think this role without makeup you will look better. I said, oh my God, next to Shri Devi I'm going. But I said, I took it as a challenge, I did, because I believed in the roles which was, which was given to me to play those roles, and I believed, and I played those roles. There was never Jayasudha in that. It is always that role, and that's what our Telugu audience, they liked. That is why the natural actress, it's called Sahaja Nati. The Sahaja Nati was, the title was given by the journalist. So the journalist, somebody started writing with those, and it was not some big function or somewhere people, gave me a memento or gave me this title of Sahaja Nati. It came in a natural this. So it, because here in Andhra, in this states, you don't have to say Sahaja Nati, I mean, if they don't say the name also, they know that it is me. So that way it is very few actors we get such blessed with such titles. Yeah.
In South Indian cinema, it is a very peculiar phenomenon when you see the stars being successful in the cinema. They are doing they're entering into the political theater and doing politics and becoming leaders and chief ministers and ruling the state. What is your experience in cinema and politics? Yeah.
See, I was not, we all allowed to do some work. I think every actor has got a social responsibility. but not necessarily you have to enter in politics. But I was invited at that time by our late Chief Minister Y.S. Rajshekar Reddy. Because we had a common friends and his family members, some of his family members, I know them. So that is the time they just thought that, somebody they wanted for that particular seat. And they thought that I will be the right person for it, and they just invited me. I was, in the beginning, I was not very comfortable, and my family, my husband said it's okay, not a problem. But I don't know anything ABC, anything for politics. So how a person can enter into politics when you don't know anything? But they said that's not a problem, and you are an actor, but you can manage. At least we had a very short time, within 20 days, they were discussing for some time. But even for campaigning, I had a very little time, and I told them that I don't want to talk bad about any other party. I'll only say what you did good. That much, if you accept, then I will enter politics. And I was given a green signal, and that's how I entered politics. And of course, we have N.T. Ramarao-ji and Jayaprada also. It's a part of, if you like it, it's kind of, doing something good for the society. It's up to you whether you can, not necessarily, as I said, you would not necessarily to enter politics. I was comfortable. I could do I would not say 100% because I'm a newcomer, but something I learned from it. Yeah, something I've learned. So I don't know whether I will continue in politics or what I'm going to do. I won the first election, I lost the second election, and it's the way it is, it's at the end of the day, do good work. It doesn't matter where you are, but you respect your work, and you believe in what you're doing. That's all.
Jayasudha ji, I understand I'm talking to a very wonderful, successful actress for all these 350 films and a 4.5 decade long career. But still, I wish to know, एक नाम जो कि आपका बचपन का था वो खो गया इस एक दूसरे नाम की कामयाबी के, इस पर क्या कैसा एहसास होता है, जिसके बारे में मैंने पहले भी कहा कि एक औरत का फिल्म में उसका एक स्ट्रगल, उसका वो उसके कई लेयर्स और उसमें कई दबाव और दोहरापन उसके अंदर होता है इस पूरी यात्रा में। मुझे मालूम नहीं कि आप उसे कैसे देखती हैं, और आपने कहा कि नहीं उसे आप कोई सेक्रीफाइस या इसकी तरह नहीं देखती, लेकिन एक नाम जो कि आपको बचपन में मिला वो अब आपके साथ नहीं है, एक दूसरा ही नाम आपके साथ है, ये कैसा एहसास है?
See, like you said, actually my name has changed. As a child, I had a different name. My family named me as Sujata. And but because there was one more actress when I entered the cinema, in Malayalam cinema became very famous. She also started a career, Sujata actress. She also passed away. Wonderful, great actress she is. So that they changed my name. At that time, a lot of Jaya, all that. The Jaya has been, a lot of Jayas were there. So Jayasudha, Jayaprada, so many other Jaya Chitra. So they said they added Jaya with Sudha, and my name was changed. But names can be changed. But what you feel as the inner yourself, that can never be changed. Your name is changed because it's your profession, but your name always remains Sujata. And there is always that child. Every human being, there is, even now, even the 60 years old, 70 years old, when they remind me, I'll be, by the grace of God, I'll be 60 in this year. I'll complete 60 years. But I don't feel that, sometimes you feel that, but you're so used to it that, like you said, previously I said, there is no big sacrifice. You miss the childhood and all, but I was, except for first 3 years, I made sure that I took lot of breaks, in sense not doing films, no. I made cinema as 9 to 5 job. because that is one thing I told my dad, and I don't want to miss out anything. I just want to enjoy everything of whatever is their life is. I want to be a normal person. Like education, well, I'm not good at education. I was not very good in studies. So it is not that I want to study, I want to become something great, then I became a cinema actor. I missed that. That part is not there at all. It's only going out, hanging around with your friends, having normal life, go to the restaurants, go to small restaurant, go to five-star hotel, everything, whatever you do in a walk on the streets after becoming famous also. So I was popular in this state. I was not very popular, though I did Tamil films, couple of Tamil films, they know me because Balchandra sir. I lived in Chennai for many years. So what happens there, I'm not mobbed by people, fans, they say hi, then that's all. So I led a very normal life. Cinema is only just going to, working in cinema, is just going to an office and coming, like a lot of women they do. That's all. I don't think I missed anything. Yes, I missed some part of my kind of life when my children were growing. But what happened at that time, unfortunately, after getting married, most of the actors, they don't become very popular. For my story is totally different. I became more popular and popular as I started growing old. You know that if I play a mother role, that everybody in Telugu state, they like a mother like me. Because the whole the role which I did, one film called Amma Nana Tamila, it changed the whole perspective of mother, a kind of, mother means, don't go, don't do this, beta, crying or, doing that, or you become strong, you take the Indian flag, or some big dialogues. This mother was different. This mother was more friendly. This mother was dealing with the girlfriends, with his girlfriend in a different way. Okay, it's very mod kind of mother. He wants to hang around with friends. So she wants to, control him, keep him in a check. So she says, I'll also come to, where are you going? She wants to see everything with him, what he is doing. But that whole thing, they liked a mother as a friend, mother need not be like that. So that is how I became more popular as a mother also. With the present generation, it's very difficult for an actor to become as popular, continue the whatever name and legacy, whatever it is, in this towards this generation, present generation, it's very difficult. But I was so lucky to do those kind of mother roles. So every youngster, they know who I am. So what happens, all these things was the plus point. But for me, when I was when my children were growing up, that's why I'm saying I missed out that in some parts because of I'm becoming more popular. My films were growing up, numbers was growing up, and this is the time, if you don't do, if you say, it is up to you. You want to say quit, done, nobody's going to stop you. It's up to you. But I didn't take that decision. I went on working. So it was not that somebody was telling me to work, but I thought I was balancing both. I could handle both. So that part, yes, I could have. And see, at the end of the day, I say all these things of continuing in work or movies, I think it's up to you. You can quit at any time. You can do anything you don't want to do, you can quit. It's up to you to do. But I was not so crazy that I have to become, I was not very ambitious, because the person who wants to quit movies at every decade, and then continuing for 40 years plus, it's something different, because it happened, it's like it become a part of my life. It's like, that's all. It's nothing, it's become so easy for me. Working is, I'm not so much of preparation and all. It's a part of life and I'm used to it. That's all. And that childhood thing, missing the childhood thing, because I started my career at 12, but then, on the rest of my career, I was at that between 12 to 14, 16, I was not very busy. But because of the age, I have to play I'm not suitable for heroine, only if there is some roles like that. And my father was not very pushy. He's a very strict father, in fact. very pushy, and my parents were not very pushy about I have to do number of movies, I have to do, if I don't want I can always quit. But then what is the, what I want, which field I want to, if it is not film, what I'm asking for something which is not even popular. I want to become a women cricketer, so that's a problem in the decision has to be taken. That was left to me, so I continued in movies. So I think I can't say that I missed that, maybe here and there, but nothing much. I don't miss anything, because still I behave like I'm a small girl. Other day I just climbed my compound wall because something was there in the tree. I forgot climbing, I just climbed, but then getting down was a problem. That is where I realized I'm going to be 60 years. Climbing was not a problem. So there is a child still in me that makes me, sometimes I do things like that. I want to go for ice cream. Whenever I want, I just go and have ice cream. And it's only the body is growing old, the mind is still enjoys 10 years or 12 years. I would not say after 14, but whatever is between 10 to 13 years, that is still there in my mind, and I would like to see things. Suddenly I was feeling I want to play tennis, I want to do this, I want to do that. So it means the mind wants to, go back what I was enjoyed when I was 10 years old. So I think that makes me feel happy, and that keeps me going on in life with a lot of things happening in my personal life also, but it makes you keep. And then love, at the end of the day it's love. Life is all about love and forgiveness, and forgetting things also. That's very important. Keep forgetting what is not, the negative things you take away from your mind keeps you healthy. And you don't have to live for others, but you have to live for others in the sense you have to keep your name and the dignity of in society. That is what is more important, not necessarily, I go in that car, I have to go in Mercedes, I have to wear. I never believed in heavy jewelries or spending so much money on saris and all, because I don't repeat my clothes. So I can't, I don't repeat my saris or anything. Again, I don't. So then I don't want to spend on that also. So I believe everything in very simple, and try to keep on everything in a low as long as you should, people should look at you even if you are wearing a 4,000 rupees sari. If somebody is wearing a 1 lakh rupees sari next to you, the kind of sari which you select for 4,000 or 2,000 is more important. That makes you stand out in wherever you go. That the most simple and person can also be very beautiful when there are so many amazing, beautiful people, women next to you. You can still stand out. That's what I believe.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jayasudha ji, for sparing your precious time and sharing all these experiences. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ये थी जानी मानी अभिनेत्री जयसुधा। प्रोग्राम गुफ्तगू के आज के इस एपिसोड के बारे में कुछ कहना चाहते हो तो हमें लिखिए ज़रूर feedback.rstv@gmail.com पर।